Hi, imagine if you will sitting in your easy chair and saying, Alexa, set the thermostat to 72 degrees. What's going to happen? Well, if you're in your house, it's going to go to 72 degrees as long as you have Alexa. And if you're in your camper, though, not so much, unless somebody in that camper happens to be named Alexa. But tell you what, if you have one of these air conditioner thermostats in your RV, Coleman has now come up with a solution. It is a Wi-Fi thermostat that is capable of running your air conditioner from your phone through Alexa. I'm going to tell you all about it right now. Hi, I'm Troy with RV Pocket Tech, and today we're unveiling a game changer in the RV climate arena, and it comes from Coleman-Mach, and it's their Wi-Fi thermostat. And this is not just any thermostat. This is modern technology on your wall, in your hand, ready for you to use. This isn't just any thermostat. It's completely reimagined from the ground up, designed to meet the needs of modern RVers. We can control two air conditioners independently of each other. This is Wi-Fi enabled for remote control from your smartphone. It's Alexa enabled for command integration. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Now let's start by unboxing this thing. This is just like getting that new cell phone. When you unbox it, it was an experience. And Coleman has done the same thing with this. Come in closer. Let's take a look at this thing. You'll start with noticing that they've got it wrapped in a secure box, this nice little wrapper on it. It's really nice. So it's a great visual. So we can take this thing out. This thing sits and slides out of this little bag. We come here and look at this display. It's a really nice display. We're going to power it up here in just a little while and see how this thing actually works. We have this, we have our dial knob here, but if I flip this over, it is not like our traditional Coleman-Mach thermostats that we've talked about in the past. I want to pull this cover off here. This is how it mounts. This is like a residential style thermostat, and that this will mount on the wall. It gets pinned up here, and then this will just pop on the cover and work from here. We're going to set this right here. And if I come in here, these are just my contacts. I really have nothing to do with this right here. But this is going to mount. It's going to work from here. But inside here, but these are all my connection points. Your wires are going to come through here, and they're going to pin out into these different things. I can control two separate air conditioners. I'm going to bring my 12 volts in. I've got a ground. I'm going to have all my connections to my compressor, my heat pump, all of the different things here. So let's dive a little bit further and get some power supply to this thing and see how that looks. Isn't that nice? They also, by the way, before we get there, if you keep going, it's the reveal. They actually have a user's guide with color pictures. And if you know anything about Coleman-Mach, that's a wonderful thing, because most of their instructions in the past have always looked like they came off of a typewriter. So let's go have some fun. Follow me. All right, for the sake of time, I didn't make you sit and watch me wire all this stuff up together, but it's just taking the wires that were from the thermostat on the old thermostat and plugging these in. I have an RC terminal. This would be for my 12 volts that comes in. I have a C, that's my common, so in a Coleman that would have been a blue wire. I have a yellow wire that's Y1, that would be my compressor. I have a G, this is going to be my low speed fan. I have a multi, which is my high speed fan, and an OB, which is my heat pump or heat strip. And if I'm running a furnace, I have a white wire. All I've got to do, wire this up, everything pushes in with the pins, they release. I want to pop this on the cover here. I'm going to turn this on, and look at there. Now we're in start mode, or state mode. We can go to our system mode, fan mode. I can run through fan modes and auto and high and low. I'm cooling at 71 degrees. All my different statuses. It tells me that I'm not connected to Wi-Fi just yet, but I can press this and spin through. Now this is going to be a pretty cool little setup. So I have a state here, which is a comfort. I have scheduling. I have an eco mode. We have a temperature info. We have a device information, settings. So we can set a system test. We can do a system type. We can tell it if we have a heat pump, dual fuel, is it other systems? Is it a conventional setup? So it's conventional. And we just go through and answer the questions. This can configure this, and we have two different sides we can run this. I'll pull this off so it makes it nicer and prettier. But all the different settings that we have that are available to us right here. and they're in cooling mode. And if I want to set my temperature up, and if I bring this thing up, it says it's currently 85 degrees in my lab that I've got. So we'll move it to 89 degrees. Right now you see that it's 89 shows in blue. But once this thing cycles off, this should go from blue to white. Oh, there we go. I had to set it. Then we turned it off. We're in cool mode set to 89 degrees. And if I run this thing back down, it's not going to change because we still have that 3-minute time delay that Coleman exercises on their thermostats. But if I run this over into a heat mode, and run it up to 90 degrees, set it, and now my 90 is displaying in red. So it tells me my heat mode is on. In the past, if we ever had somebody that wanted a new thermostat and had the technology that we are accustomed to in a home, we had to recommend the MicroAir's Easy Touch thermostat. It's a great thermostat, but this here does all of it, and it does 2 systems instead of 1. If I want to go into my Wi-Fi settings, find a network, go into pairing mode. Let's see what networks we have available. There we go. Now our system is set up. We've connected. It's connected to Alexa. We come here. If I can click done, then we're going to open this up, and there's my thermostat. It says complete down here. I can back out of this. I'm at 90 degrees. I can come into here. That's my indoor temperature. I can set it to cool mode. I'm at 88 degrees. I can run this down to 80 degrees. And now move this to 80 degrees. All right, so I want to show you a couple things with the app itself real quick. You can download Smart Life app. There's another app that they have that you can use, but I use the Smart Life app. This here is what we would get. I've renamed it to RV Living Room. If I come into here, this is my thermostat. But the biggest thing is settings. If I hit this gear tab right here, I can come through, and these are all the different settings that we have available to us in this thermostat. From changing scheduled dates and routines, changeovers, we can do Fahrenheit and Celsius. We can change how many cycles per hour we get in the air conditioner or the heater or the furnace. We can set times when we should change and reminders for our filters. So this is a handy feature. For 30 days runtime will remind us to change our filters, which is a good cycle time. But here's the one I want you to see. Minimum compressor off time in minutes. Now, this is going to be defaulted to 5. This is where it's going to be because that's residential, is what theirs are set at. Residential thermostats, when a compressor cycles off, it waits 5 minutes before it allows it to come back on because the refrigerant's under great pressure. We don't want it to have an issue when we try to restart it. Most RV air conditioners are 2 minutes or 3 minutes for Coleman. So if you set this to 2 minutes, once the compressor cycles off, it will not be allowed to start back up for another 2 minutes. Don't ever put it in the off position. That is not good. If it's in the off position, your compressor cycles off, and then immediately within seconds it can come back on, and then we have an issue because we have all that pressure is built up in the system. The compressor is going to seize up, you can trip breakers, you can have issues, and it's not going to be a fun day. So do not use the off position. That's no good. Use 2 minutes. And these are just some of the other features that you have that are through here. But that's our takeaway. Minimum compressor off time. Make sure it's 2 minutes. And hey, that's it for the Coleman Wi-Fi thermostat. This thing is really, really cool. A lot of neat features, a lot of functionality in it, lots of things that we can do with this thing. It's a great swap out, great replacement. Keeps us current with all the things that we can do in our house, we can now do in our RV. If you like what you saw, leave us some comments, leave us some notes, click the like button, subscribe button. Be notified when we do some additional stuff and we share some information. Until then, troubleshoot wisely, have a great day, and peace out.